Hello, my friends. Hola, amigos. Winter weather out there, cold and gray. But I'm happy, warm here inside in my kitchen. And I'm happy also because today I'm going to show you how to make one of my very favorite recipe, which is croquetas. Croquettes. And what this is a follow-up. It's an overlapping dish from my last video. If you happen to have a look at the Cajun roast chicken and apple the other day, well, that was yesterday's video, and I've kept the leftover ingredients which we are going to need to create this wonderful, wonderful appetizer. Before I present the ingredients, may I say to you how important croquettes are in Spain. If you've been to Spain, you know that if you go to any bar or restaurant, a tapas bar, they will offer croquetas. Okay, it's just about the most popular appetizer or starter in the whole of Spain. And you probably also know that Spain is the country with the biggest number of coffee shops and bars in the world. And this is important. I know that some of you might not think that this is much of a record, but you know, people meet in bars and tapas places and coffee shops all the time in Spain, at all times of day, and you can sometimes see even 3-4 generations together in bars in Spain, which I think is something unique. And you will see elderly people in the mornings, you know, gather around the table having a cup of coffee and a sweet. You will see grandparents with their grandchildren in the evening sitting at the table in a tapas bar, and it's a lifestyle, you know. And croquetas, the recipe that we are doing today, is part of that lifestyle, and I'm very, very happy to share it with you today. The recipe that we are preparing for the croquetas today is, as I said, based on the roast chicken that I prepared yesterday. I'm going to show you the main ingredients. These are the shredded bits of the roast chicken that were left yesterday, because it was only my husband and me eating the chicken, and also the little baked apple that I could save from the tray. Not a large quantity, but enough. These are the two main ingredients for the croquettes today. So they're going to be a roast chicken and apple croquetas, okay? And the rest of the ingredients are so simple and economical that you're not going to believe it. It's just butter and flour, regular flour, and milk, okay? Because croquetas is basically a make do or no waste dish. Every family has their own recipe in Spain. Every bar offers their own kind of croqueta. You can find croquetas from almost anything in Spain. My favorites being perhaps the chorizo croquetas. The chorizo is the red sausage that you can find everywhere in Spain. The Iberico ham croquettes, which I will prepare some other day for you as well. But the croquettes can also be prepared from vegetarian ingredients like mushrooms. A lot of mushrooms give themselves very, very well to croquetas, and all kinds of things. So, but we're getting started with the roast chicken and apple croquetas today. And okay, so simple ingredients. The first thing you need to do is to make the dough here to form the croquetas. The dough being basically a thickened white sauce. Okay, so if you know what white sauce is or bechamel sauce is, you have no problem today. But I'm going to make it in front of you just in case, okay? So what we need, it's a flat frying pan, and I'm oiling it a little bit with a bit of olive oil here. We're going to be needing, like, I don't know, not much of this, but you know, okay, a little bit more. With the ingredients today, I plan to make approximately between 15 and 20 croquetas, depending on the size you make them, all right? Okay, so it all goes in, and it starts to melt, the butter, all right? Okay. For this quantity of butter, and for this, you know, size of the frying pan, I'm going to be putting in, like, I'm going to use a spoon here to visualize it better, okay? Like approximately 4 spoons of flour, all right? Next 3. They're quite full, okay? Right. Going to lower the heat a little bit. And with a wooden spoon, we mix in. Don't be afraid of putting in more flour, because you can always remedy that by using more milk. But if you don't put in enough flour, you might be short on it later, and adding flour once the dough is cooking is not easy, okay? So we've got the base here. Give it a bit of a turn so that it becomes golden. We want the flour at this stage to take on a bit of color, okay? And once we've got this going, got the jug of milk here, we begin incorporating the milk. Turn on the heat a bit, and this is where it gets interesting, you know. Little by little, we're adding milk to the dough, okay. Room temperature is best for the milk, okay, so that it doesn't get lumpy. The process of making the dough for the croquetas takes a few minutes, but once you master it, it's quite a lot of fun actually. It's just, you know, stirring it slowly. It's lumpy at the moment, but it will be all right. A bit more heat, okay. We'll add a bit of salt in a minute. You need to go slow and easy on the milk, because if you put too much of it, then not a good thing, because there is difficult solution for that, okay? Right, so you see the amount is growing, okay? I think that's going to be more than enough for the amount of chicken and apple that we have. All right. The white sauce is cooked once it begins to unstick from the pan. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the heat now, and I'm going to go for the ingredients. I'm going to mince them. Sorry. I've got this thing here, but you can easily use your blender at home or mince the ingredients by hand. The thing is that the ingredients, both the apple and the chicken, they need to be finely minced, okay, for the croquetas. I've even left a bit of skin, the roasted skin, because it adds to the flavor, you know. Okay, so we got this here. I'll do it in 2 times. another time. The smell of this roast chicken is still in it now. This is more than enough for the croquetas today. Right, so now we want the apple. Okay, the apple really, you know, I could mash it easily, but I'm going to do it in the mincer. Not a big amount. I could have saved more apple actually. The proportion of chicken and apple, it's, you know, up to you really. If you like a more fruity flavor, you can have more apple and less chicken, or the other way around. Totally up to you. Okay. There we are. So we got the chicken and the apple. And I'm going to put them together here. Okay. Don't want to waste anything from my Cajun roast chicken. So I've got the ingredients here, and I'm going to turn on the heat again. And this is when I need to use the ingredients and mix them in with a thickened white sauce to make the dough that will turn into croquetas in a minute, okay? So I'm going to use all of it. They're going to be very, very meaty, these croquetas will be. Need to be careful here. Okay. This also takes a few minutes, okay, for the mix to blend in sufficiently so that we have no trouble later forming or shaping the croquetas by hand, okay? Remember that the white sauce, the dough, has already been cooked, okay, before you add the other ingredients. You can see that it unsticks from the pan. That's a good sign. That's a sign that the croquetas are well made, and that the dough will easily be managed later, okay? Right. So we've got the mixture ready now. I turn off the heat. Okay. And our roast chicken and apple croquettes will be ready in a short. So we've got the dough for the croquetas here. It's been cooling down for like an hour. Okay. And in the meantime, I've prepared I call it the basic assembly line in the kitchen. The three things we need to butter up the croquetas before they go onto the frying pan. We need flour in one bowl. We need a beaten egg. Okay, I'll beat it a bit more. Just one beat egg will coat up to 20 croquetas, so that's all you need. And the breadcrumbs, I've got the fine grain variety here, but you can also use the thick breadcrumbs, the panko style and so on. I got 3 that I have already shaped here for you to see, and I'm going to make 2 more, and then we're going to fry them. Very, very important. That is the key to the success of this recipe. Look at the consistency, okay, of these croquettes dough. It easily unsticks because it's thick and well blended. If it's not like this, you're not going to be able to make the croquettes properly, and they will, disintegrate in your hands. You don't want that to happen. So all we need then, okay, take a bit of dough. with very clean hands, always very clean hands in the kitchen. All right, and roll it in flour, roll it in the beaten egg, and finally onto the breadcrumbs, okay? And because it's consistent, it's very, very easily done. And we just round it up a bit, and we have another one. And one more, just to show you. Okay. We squeeze out the extra beaten egg because we want to save it. Okay, and again we carefully roll it around on the breadcrumbs. Okay, so we got one batch of croquetas here to go in the pan. Okay, and all it takes now is to fry them in hot olive oil. I know croquetas do take a bit of time. It's not a difficult recipe, but it is elaborate in the sense that it does take a while, but it has so many advantages. The first being that it's very cheap to make croquetas. The second advantage is that everybody likes them. They're delicious and you can be inventive with them. You can use any good homemade leftovers from the kitchen. And also, as I say, everybody likes them. And finally, I'm just frying a few of them to show you today. But this is like what they call now so fashionable batch cooking. This is really economical batch cooking because you can make a whole bunch of croquetas for very little money, and they freeze so well, you wouldn't believe it. You leave them in the freezer for 1 week, 1 month, and then you fry them and they taste all the same. So once you get going in the kitchen making croquetas, you know, it goes a long way. It saves time in the end. And when you have the croquetas, it's the best appetizer that you can taste. So then we go for the frying. We want to make them golden, and they will be creamy and soft inside. I think the croquettes are properly fried now. Alright, so I think look at them. Look at the nice healthy golden color. There we are. They smell so good. Well, that's the way to go. So you could do the same with a whole amount of the paste there. All right. These are my chicken and apple croquettes, ready to go and enjoy. See you next time.